Hey everyone, welcome back to Brain Muffin at the Movies. And these days, Brie Larson seems to be gold on YouTube, so we're going to find another article to talk about. And this comes from CNET.com. Avengers Endgame Brie Larson would direct an MCU movie. So Brie is fresh off of her directorial debut for Netflix in The Unicorn Store, I believe is the name of it. Where she is, people are really complaining about that show, movie or whatever you want to call it. To me, it is a millennial coming of age movie. And from what I understand, and I'm not big into coming of age movies even when I was, a teenager 30 plus years ago. We won't get into that. The plot and everything sounds exactly like it should be for a millennial coming of age movie and coming to terms with adulthood type movie. But I will leave that to those who have seen it, and let me know if that movie really is for, that the millennial generation is what it's aimed for. And I think it feels like it hits. But anyway, we're fresh off of Endgame, and now this is Endgame's Brie Larson, right? She's in it for, I think 15 minutes or something like that. There is an article. There's some stuff going around. Who's in there for how long, and we'll get to that too. But I found this interesting. So this is one of those websites where this, Brie's face isn't going to move, but the text will. If there's one character I'm excited to see in Avengers Endgame, it's Captain Marvel. She's the only character we haven't really seen interact with the rest of the Avengers. Yep. Maybe because she was shoehorned in at the last minute. Basically, well, it was 2 years ago when they announced her, and Feige had her on stage with all the Avengers. That tells me that this was Disney. Disney said you're going to have to add her, because she's going to carry on the MCU after Endgame. But I think she should have been in a little bit sooner. Maybe shows up in Infinity War of some respect. Maybe even before then. I don't know. But we'll see. And that's true. Recently, Audi released an ad spot called Debriefing, where the company attempts to show Carol Danvers what she's missed since she exited from Earth in the 1990s. And I actually found the premise of this commercial pretty funny. But Brie just doesn't react. And I don't know if she thinks Captain Marvel is supposed to be just deadpan all the time. I don't know. This is the version of Captain Marvel that has been rebooted. I think it's 5 times in the last 6 years. So it's not a very popular version. This is not Miss Marvel of the 90s, which would be, or in the early 2000s. Or obviously it's not Monica Rambeau either, of the 80s, which was apparently fairly successful for that run. I got the chance to talk to Captain Marvel herself about electric vehicles and why they're important to her. I thought this was about her directing. Once I hope the futures brings for MCU Super Marvel movie Juggernaut. Yeah, I think the Juggernaut is done. Really, in many respects, the MCU is pretty much Robert Downey Jr. and his personality. He resurrected his career with Iron Man. The Hulk did not do very well. They've recast the Hulk twice, I guess now. But he really pushed it in, and then adding Chris Evans and Chris Hemsworth was a big boost. And those three, I feel, are the MCU. And I don't want to spoil anything, but Endgame, only one sort of makes it out, and I only say sort of. Although I guess technically Captain America is still alive. So I'm going to skip past that. Well, Carol's sort of interesting in that she's at the intersection of super advanced technology and the 90s at the same time. What? So I mean, she's already even in. This is Brie Larson talking about Carol. Okay, so totally things like carry around her. She carrying around driver's license and ID card just seemed totally insane to her. But at the same time, she's been able to retrofit the pager. And so I think communication devices would be a thing that should be both surprising to see how far they come. Also wish that had gone further, having come from, outer space where much more advanced technology equipment. Yeah. So that's kind of the not so goofy side of this. Should be like, oh, well, but it's, it's so cumbersome. So during your time playing Carol, you've been really vocal about intersectional feminism. This is the postmodernism or third wave. There's so many amazing female heroes in Marvel Comics. Which one would you like to see headline their own MCU movie? Anyone you're just dying to see on screen? I would love to see a Valkyrie solo movie. Why? Valkyrie is not that interesting a character. Let's see Miss Marvel movie for sure. Okay, we're going to have Miss Marvel and Captain Marvel. Now, which Miss Marvel? Are we getting Kamala Khan, or are we getting, the Miss Marvel that's, fairly voluptuous and wears a black and gold suit, if you want to call it that? That wouldn't be very proper in this day and age with feminism. I mean, they have been, they've begun to tap into their abilities, and I love her story so much. It'd be my hope she comes in sooner rather than later as Carol's sidekick, and then eventually kind of takes over. Then, of course, the Wakanda ladies. I would watch a whole movie of these warrior women. There's so much to be mined from that. I don't think there really is that much to be mined from that. Black Panther is about it for Wakanda, really. I mean, I don't even know if there's a male character in there that you could mine much from. I don't think we're going to get a Black Panther 2 or anything like that. It's already see. There we go. Kamala Khan. There we go. Me too. Me too. And her big hands, big fists, stretchy arms. And gosh. The comic they can't give away. So you're not just an actress, you're a director too. Do you have any aspirations to direct an MCU movie? How much more of this nonsense we have? Totally. I mean, like for me, whether it's acting or like directing, it's about story. Like I've always been incredibly impressed with Marvel's ability to like talk about different subject matters, which is totally like whether it's internal human, totally like condition or worldwide stuff. Like, okay, through the metaphor of superheroes and aliens in space. I know I'm really getting bad eventually, because just on the acting side of Captain Marvel, I worked on it for 2 years, and I think it's even longer when you're writing and directing a movie. Yeah, don't let her write one. My God, just maybe direct. I don't know. I mean, that is, well, the MCU is going to deflate greatly, even if Captain Marvel was a great character and Brie Larson was very likable, because the big names are gone. All of the big names are gone. We just have the, I mean, I don't want to take anything away from Don Cheadle or anybody else, but War Machine and Falcon are kind of, they're like secondary. And then Hawkeye, and even Ant-Man's the only one that has his own solo movie really going, that's still part of the MCU going forward. Although I think I would like to see a Nebula side story tied into the Guardians of the Galaxy somehow. That actually, well, and because Karen's gorgeous and I like her, but anyway, and she's very, very likable. Makes sense. Okay. 2 more questions for you. If Carol were to show up in another MCU film, like Thor Ragnarok, which kind of buddy film, between Hulk and the Thor, what character would you like to team up with? Oh, an all-female Avengers movie, getting all of the women together. So we're going to have Miss Iron Man, or we're going to have Riri Williams, or we're going to have Pepper Potts playing Iron Woman. Just because having seen Avengers Endgame, getting all those characters on screen, you realize the beauty of those new superhero movies is that everybody has their own special skills they bring to the table. Now, that is true. Everyone does have their own special skills. And I want to highlight that because that is in part what's missing from the Star Wars movies, where Rey can do anything and everybody else is just there for the ride. You can remove almost all those characters and Rey just keeps going and is unbelievably wonderful. Their own, superpower. So, you had to go through 2 different workouts physically. We all know you got into insane shape for a Marvel. That's not insane shape. It's good shape. She's in a good shape. That's the thing, and I won't get into that. We've also talked a lot about feeling more empowered and able to stand up for yourself and what you believe in throughout this process. Yeah, but why do you have to talk down to people in order to feel elevated? That's what I would ask her. What's your advice for anything looking to get to fight for a cause? Flex their activism muscles. Movies aren't supposed to be about causes unless you're the one funding the movie. Just play your part. Go make your cause movie with someone else's money. The main thing is finding out. Wait a minute. The main thing is finding out the thing that only you can do. And you might be surprised to discover what it is. Telling stories, making movies that reflect my value system, that put people in the shoes of others, that are able to bridge empathy and show you what the world looks like. What empathy are you bridging? Man, this is like one run-on sentence. Has been really profound for me, and in some ways much more impactful than any words I could ever possibly say or any street corner I could shout on. Except, okay, white men, no, I don't care about your, whatever, opinions, but that's fine. Spoiler if you review, love letters. Okay, these are just links. I was just at the Time 100 gala, and it was very powerful to be in the room of people who are working really diligently and in different ways. This is Global Arts Music. Do you have a point in here anywhere? And no, she doesn't. Then that's the end. Oh, thank God. One comment. That's it. I have to be signed in to Two. Okay. Well, there it is. Whatever in the freck that means. Is that a smiley face? I don't know. I'm too old. She's yeah. You know what, Brie? Although it should. Go ahead, direct. Go ahead and direct one. Absolutely, go for it. You go, girl. Girl power all the way. Go direct an MCU on all female MCU movie, whatever you want. Kamala Khan and A-Force to get there. Kamala Khan is a horrible character. These characters that are terrible in comic books are not going to be good on the big screen because no one knows how to write for them. That's the problem. If they were great in comic books, they had great writing, then transferring that great writing to screen is much easier. But when you have terrible writing in these books, they can't even give away, and Marvel's doing all kinds of shenanigans to sort of push them out the door. I would rather see Monica Rambeau. I know the daughter of her friend in Marvel is Monica Rambeau. I would rather see Monica Rambeau come up as a Miss Marvel to eventually be a Captain Marvel than any of these other idiocies that they've got. I would rather see that, and to me that would be a better movie if they do it right. Because Monica Rambeau, I mean, obviously they'd have to update a lot of stuff, but she has some good writing. I know it was 30 years ago, but there's some good writing there that they could pull from for Monica. And then there's some other stuff for Miss Marvel, but not Kamala Khan and her big power fist. Those books no one likes because they're poorly written and the characters are bad. And bring back Dust. I think it's Dust that Ethan Van Sciver and another guy created, 20 years ago. She has power to, she's a mutant. I know that's X-Men and all that other stuff, but she's also was a well-written character that people have just kind of forgotten about. So bring her back. All right. Thanks for stopping by. What do you think of this? You think you would watch a Brie Larson directed MCU movie, or do you think, nah, I'll just pass? Let me know in the comments below. Thanks so much for subscribing, and we'll see y'all. All right. Am I loud enough? Yeah, levels. Okay. All right. One of these days, when we start to record these, I'm actually going to start like within 5 minutes, not almost 2 hours. But we got some other good housekeeping out of the way, so that's good. So anyway, all right. 3, 2, 1.